And then we got, where's Ragu at? Ragu ready? Is Ragu in here? There's Ragu back there. Did Taiwan make it yet?
No, not yet.
Of course, we got a lot of other great leaders and all. We'll talk a little bit more about it a little later. I see Althoff and Reshma and Latha and, of course, just on and on. So we appreciate all of you being here. We'll turn it back over to our great MC, Mr. Zach Odie. Thank you, Zach.
I'll tell you something, he always amazes me because he could stand up here in the front of the room, and if we had time, Hubert could go down every single one of these rows and call every single one of you by first name. And that is incredibly impressive that he spends that much time and knows that much about each and every one of us. So it's the effort and what's made him special in this building. And there's never been anybody that's built the way he has. And that's just impressive. And thank you again, Hubert, very much. And I have the honor to bring up somebody else here that has had a very big impact on most of this room. And I know he's intimately involved in training and traveling and helping across the country. He's always on the road. He's always gone somewhere doing something, but he's systematic and he is so focused, and he's putting out, in his words, his career best effort, and we're all benefiting from that. So without any further ado, let me bring up Mr. Jody Humphrey.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I don't think I'm through the system yet, but I think they'll work on it there for a second. First of all, isn't this incredible?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm honored to speak for the next 3 hours. First part of the meeting. But first of all, you know, this building was built physically, but it also was built, you know, conceptually. There are people in the room that without them, there would be no HGI. And you know, as we've gone through the last couple of years of switching.
Just raise it up. Just raise it up, man.
Hello?
Just raise that one up, man. I think unmute.
It's
I just turned the mute on it, man. On the possible.
Okay, guys. This one? Hello?
They switched, Mike. They switched back.
Who's singing harmony?
They switched back. All right,
guys.
do a test now.
He's got his hands.
We're good.
Okay. All right, guys. How's everybody doing?
Great.
All right, listen, I'm going to take the next few minutes and I'm going to clearly and concisely tell you the whole opportunity in 10 minutes. And quite frankly, if all of you don't have the ability to do that, then you know, you're not going to be able to succeed. You know, I call it you got to be Instagram friendly. As I started out, I'm attempting to become the king of Instagram. Okay? But seriously, I've been trying to learn a little bit about that. But it's interesting because if you're going to have an if you're going to do a story, you have to do it 15 seconds. And so as I try to go make my point, it'll start out at 30 seconds, and then I'll get it down to 20, and then I'll get it all the way down to 15 seconds. Well, in this business, we have the greatest message in history. I really believe that. But can you articulate it? Is your message, are the messengers worthy of our message? That's my question. The number one question I get asked when I'm in the field is, what do I say? Well, you're getting ready to hear what you say. So hopefully you're able to write. But I wanted to say a couple of things. Without the pioneers who built this company the last couple of years, many of whom that you don't know a lot about, there would be no team. There's been some real leaders behind the scenes, and I don't know if Arnell's in the room. Is Arnell and Natalia in the room? Arnell, do you know? Is he in the room? I know he's in the back. I saw him a few minutes ago. But Arnell and his wife and the great Chicago team, and there's been other California teams. There's been teams that have built us the last couple of years. I want to recognize them first, because without the effort that they put into the company, we wouldn't be where we're at today. Okay, but why HGI? What's the big deal? What's the story? You know, and right now, as you know, there's more opportunity than ever before. You realize just if you take the demographics, the numbers, what does it say in our overview? It says that you've got the demographic, what? Inevitability. And the word inevitable means it's going to happen, right? Well, what are those? What are the great demographics? First of all, our country needs a great unifier. You know, I can say half the companies stand up to you that our economy is better than it's ever been and present numbers that it is. And then you can present the other half who thinks it's the worst it's ever been. And they can present numbers. Then all that really matters is your own personal economy, quite frankly, right? And so we want to be great unifiers. We want to do our part. And we want to grow out and spread hope. To me, we are the great message of hope. We're purveyors of hope. I do believe that. And we also can do what we say we can do. See, right now there's all kinds of counterfeits. And a lot of people aren't trying to be counterfeits. They're out, there's meetings going on all over Atlanta. There's other home offices opening around the country, but they can't go and back up. What you see in these hallways is evidence that we've been able to do this not one time, not 2 times, not 3 times, but this is the 4th time, 2 of which are billion-dollar market cap companies. You think about that. That's what we bring to the table. And this building, this is one of those great bumps, you know, in the economy sometimes, you know, midterm elections give it a bump to the economy. When a home office opens, it can give a bump to the business economy of this business like never before. So I'm challenging you, use this as the ultimate resource. Your recruiting is a function of what? Confidence. And your confidence should be through the stratosphere right now. You should be proud of what you're seeing here and see what's coming. There was a lot of people here today that had looked at our company. There was some people who were here before. There were some people who were big ring earners with us a little while back that got distracted, but they were here today sniffing around. They were here today checking out. And some of them are in the room. And so, look where we're at. You know, you gotta, whenever you pick up a stick, you gotta realize that you pick up the other end of that stick too. And you gotta look where we're headed and where we're going, and look where we're at. And in today's world, the ability to navigate troubled waters is more important than ever. That's the greatest thing that my dad brings to the table. On one side, he's the ultimate recruiter, but on the other side, he's the ultimate businessman. He's been able to start companies, navigate them through crazier times than this, and take them to safe harbors. That's a huge deal. The companies that we built, one's still going strong, and it's 40 years old, and another one's over 26, 27 years old, going strong. What have you built? What is it, the person that, whenever you're listening, whoever leadership you're aligning with, ask what they've done. So let's take a look at what we offer. In today's world right now, we know that people need more opportunity than ever before. Why? Because the old way doesn't work. There is no status quo. Everything that was a status quo from 10 years ago used to be if you were an entrepreneur even, you were outside the box. Or if you did something that didn't look like corporate America, you're outside the box. Now you're ridiculed if you're inside the box. You're ridiculed if you're not on social media. You're ridiculed if you're doing something that's the status quo. We're right in the wheelhouse as we go forward. If you'd have told somebody that 10 years ago there was going to be an Uber, how would you have explained Uber 10 years ago? That there was going to be the biggest taxi service in the world that had no cars? Or that the biggest hotel chain in the world would have no rooms? And that's really what's happened now. You gonna fix me? No problem, bud. There you go. Grab that over there. That's okay. You just wanted that button, I sure did. All righty.
You're getting all kind of personal.
I do it. Who's gonna do my hair? Jeannie, will you do my hair?
There you go.
Okay, guys, what you gonna do now? Sing and dance?
You can do it.
That's true. You got a guitar, we can put the flash on. Sorry, guys, hang on a second here. Yeah, you know what, he's right. Let's just go. Thank you. Thank you. It's a seasoned veteran. All right, guys. We'll just go with this, and hopefully you can hear everything fine. But let's get back to talking about what we're talking about in a matter at hand, okay? Let's stay focused, because I really want to walk you down a quick line of why. All of you have guests. How many of you have a guest here today, okay? I have several guests here, but some of them that are really that are old friends, and some are some people that are new friends, and a couple that I really believe in. You know, every now and then you meet somebody that you feel like you just know are meant for this business, and you know, whenever you tell them, if you look them in the eye and say, hey, well, this is where you need to plant your flag. This is where you need to take time from your family. This is where you need to put your money and your effort. That's a big deal. And these are lives on the line. These are families. There's a lot of children here today. I love that. It's a celebration. But this is a big deal. Okay, so first of all, we're in a country where everything, the status quo is gone, right? But here's what's awesome. You know what I love is that here we have an entrepreneurial vision, an entrepreneurial venture that has the explosive parts of being outside the box in an industry that's stable, that's been around forever, and with a leadership team that's been around for 40 years. Think about what I just said. We've got all the future. We're on the cutting edge of future, but wrapped in a cocoon of safety and history. No one else has that. That's an amazing thing. We're in the money business. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be legislated out of business. It's not going to be, there's nothing that there's no app that can replace our industry. because we're in the advisement, we're in the one-on-one, relationship marketing business. You can't name hardly any other business that's not going to be affected tremendously. Real estate, other businesses that hit very hard by the social media and things, or by the technology. So here we sit in the biggest, most important industry. How important is it that people learn how money works in this country? It's unbelievable. No one teaches it. We have such a great group. I wish you could see yourself. We have the United Nations. We got everything here, okay? We got a little bit of everything, half of this, a quarter of that. We got a little bit of everything. Okay, I love that. And I've sat down with several groups, different pockets of different ethnicities. And a lot of times they think that somehow that their segment happens to be the group that doesn't know how money works. I've worked a lot in the Hispanic community over the last little bit, and I've heard several times that, hey, no one's taught us how it works, which is true. And I hear that in the African American, I've heard a little bit in the Indian, I've heard different groups, right? I got news for you. It's everybody. Guess what? It is. It's worse in other areas, and I understand the realities of life, okay? But I'm here to tell you that in Middle America, no one is going to see anybody to take world-class money products to them. It is our responsibility. We're an industry in decline. You understand there's fewer people licensed to market our products than there was 10 years ago. And the average age of someone with an insurance license is how old? They're late 50s. And if they have a securities license, their average age is in the 60s. So think about this. There's 100 million more people in the United States right now than there was when A.L. Williams and Primerica was started. Okay? Same time, we have the baby boomers and 200 million people between the baby boomers, Generation Y, Generation Z, Generation X, senior market that desperately need it. At the same time, the industry's in disarray. There is no delivery system. The products are sitting on the shelf. We have the vaccine, we have the cure for what is ailing America, but no one will take it from there. There is no distribution system to take it to America. That's what we do. And we take it, we wrap it in an incredible business opportunity that's all supercharged by the leadership format system that has the greatest leadership team in history at the head. That's what we do. What's so complicated about that? We take Wall Street to Main Street. We have a lot of cute phrases, and I can give you cute phrases, but those aren't things. You got to have things that ring true. You got to have truths. You got to have people understand. You got to push the right buttons with people. You got to understand something about human nature. Everyone that you talk to wants to be somebody. Almost everybody has a side gig or a side hustle right now. If I'm talking to somebody, I don't care who they are, I'll ask them, hey, John, what are you building for yourself? What other things are you trying? And everybody's got a hustle. Used to be, it was rare for the husband and the wife to both work outside the home. Now they all do multiple things. That's the world we're in. Let me tell you something. There's a greater opportunity than ever before, but there's a big but. And the but is, it's in our own heads. We're in a world full of confusion, a world full of naysayers. If you get on the internet, people tell you can't do it, whatever it is. I mean, you can go listen to the most beautiful song you have ever heard. I mean, it can move you to tears. It can change your life if you watch it on YouTube. But if you go down through the comments, what are you going to see? Some idiot. I mean, it's unbelievable. So get rid of it. It's you. It's us. It's our battle. We have all the numbers. You're going to see the greatest tools in front of you you've ever seen. It's absolutely amazing. All the brochures, all the online services, the products that we have. We have too many wonderful products. What a great So who are we? What is our whole story? Very simply this. First and foremost, it starts with leadership. We have the greatest leadership team in the history of marketing, bar none. Led by my dad, who, as you know his story, has had his fingerprints all over the building. Obviously a World Financial Group and the WMA, of which he was the founder, but he also was a founder of the system and the architect of the system that built Primerica. And here we sit today. And then that is surrounded by incredible leaders that have been with us for a while. People like Steve Gross and others. And now all these great new leaders that have been brought to us. So number one, it starts and stops with leadership. If we took that legacy and it was just Lynn and I and Mauricio, Zach, and Aki up here, I'd put that against any company, anywhere as a leadership team. If that was a leadership team. So that's what we've got. So we're going to take it out and make sure that you understand it. So it starts and stops with leadership. The second thing is our services. No one has the one-stop shop. Do you understand how powerful that is? We educate people. Think about this. Everyone else that would call themselves our competitor shows people how to build a financial future. Some of them educate, but they're all trying to sell either insurance or just one product. We're the only company that has, market type products. We have alternative market products. We have real estate type products. We have insurance products all under one umbrella. No one has that, guys. Go spread that message. And finally, we have a compensation plan. I'll end with this. You talk about how powerful this industry really is. Let me tell you something about my dad. If you ever go in the field with my dad, and I'm vowing to do this every single time, when he sits down with somebody and he's trying to talk to them about the business, he will draw out the compensation plan. He will write it out or he will show it to them. He leads with that. Do you understand that's one of the greatest things that we have? There's a great article that just came out last week that said they went through all the top colleges and said who, of all the colleges in the United States, after 10 years, how much is the average person make? And what do you think? Well, first of all, any idea who the #1 college was? They go dogs tomorrow, right? Okay? No. Harvey Mudd. Harvey Mudd College in California, #2 was Stanford, okay? Now listen to me. After 10 years, the average Stanford graduate, what do you think they made after 10 years?
Less than $100,000.
Made $130,000. Okay? Now think about that. You either can go to Stanford, which you're not getting in, or if you do, you'll pay through the nose or whatever. You know what I'm saying, okay? You can either go to Stanford and go become a graduate of Stanford, and after 10 years be making $130,000, or you can come here and become an RMD. Go see one client a month, have 5 people that are working with you. If my whole world was myself and this group right here, then we all saw one average client a month. And I'm talking a small client that was putting away $200 to $250 a month and had a small rollover. That's like me going to Stanford and waiting 10 years. Do you understand the power of that, guys? That's the answer we have. And people are out going selling all kinds of products where they've got to recruit thousands to make any money. Here, we got it. The ultimate products, the ultimate compensation system, and the ultimate leadership team. So look forward to seeing all of you at the top. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Jody. Let's see. Am I on? So I'm not supposed to do this, but they give me the microphone between everybody, so I'm going to do it anyway.